Hey, Wichita, we are back with another episode of Coffee Break the Podcast. I am your host, Officer Chad Ditch, and I'm with my co-host over here.
Why are you laughing?
Your face, bro.
What's wrong with my face, Chad?
It's just hilarious this morning, man.
I'm Trevor Macy.
Yeah.
And this is my actual face.
That is your actual face, man. You're wearing purple today.
I am. So last week, I forgot
Yeah.
to have purple ready. So I'm making up for it this week. It's still relevant.
It is very
It's
relevant.
still Domestic
Every
Violence
Thursday,
Awareness
domestic
Month.
Yes, sir.
Still a Thursday.
It was hoodie weather for me today.
Yeah.
So,
I want to say this is probably the earliest we've ever filmed this podcast.
yes, man, we got a lot going on in the department in
Do
the
we?
city. Yeah, bro.
Do we?
It's a little busy right now, bro. A lot going on. The candidates are here.
Yeah. We got to meet them yesterday.
Yeah.
We had the forum Tuesday.
Yeah.
I thought they both did a good job.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a tough decision. I think we're going to be, the department's going to be set with either candidate.
They have the most grueling schedule
Dude.
right now. Like I got a glimpse of their like itinerary. It's like they're like it's like the president's coming to visit
Right?
or something. It's like every hour of the day is
Yeah.
like something else. So that's just wild.
And I could just imagine, like we've done public speaking and stuff where we've made presentations to classes or schools and stuff like that. But man, I could only imagine like speaking to a city.
Yeah.
then
And not
having-
only like that, but like you're doing that as part of a job interview.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. We do a panel board interview and it's just 5 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
imagine
it.
doing your oral board interview with
Yeah.
like 100+ people.
And bro, in your oral board, you at least know 2 people.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
You're
You know,
like,
if
"Hey,
not
what's
3. But
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Props to those guys for handling all that and not
Yeah.
just like freaking out.
Yeah.
Because I'd freak out.
Yeah. I guess that's what the years of experience do for you and everything.
I mean,
too, so.
yeah. I mean, you're going to be a chief of police.
Yeah,
Police of chiefs.
You could be a police of chiefs. You know,
You'd be the chief
Chiefs
of police.
police.
Police of chiefs would be like the Kansas City Chiefs security.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Police of the Chiefs.
Police of the Chiefs.
Yeah. Speaking of the Chiefs, it is
I
like
don't wanna talk about
Raider
it.
Week and
I
everything.
don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
We were so close, Chad.
you were.
So close.
Yeah. And then Devontae Adams had to go catch himself a battery charge.
That guy, okay, like, yeah, I'm a Raiders fan, but that guy's a jerk.
Yeah, it was a little bit excessive.
That guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that cameraman.
Yeah, you know, it made a point. I saw a post on Twitter about it from somebody that's got a blue check mark, which means that they're verified. And it said that police use discretion on all kinds of things. Why couldn't they do it on this one? What do you say to that? Where
They wanted somebody to use discretion.
Yeah.
On a man who blatantly shoved a cameraman to the ground
Well,
in
there's
front
video-
of millions of people.
and there's video
And
evidence.
there's
of it.
video evidence.
and somebody pressed charges.
And somebody, no, there's no discretion there.
Yeah.
You have a victim.
Yes.
The victim wants to press charges.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell a victim who wants to press charges, nah, you
Yeah.
know, discretion.
Yeah, suck it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
No.
Doesn't count. He's a football player. He pushes people. No.
Yeah.
That person is not one of the people you're supposed to push.
Yes,
The other
yeah.
people have numbers on them. That
Yeah.
guy didn't. So
Yeah, and I think that that's sometimes where some people can misconstrue things. That we just make the reports when we have victims that come through that are victims of a crime and stuff. We make the report and we send that up to the prosecuting office and things of that sort, depending obviously on what kind of crime is committed. Well, not what crime is committed, but where the like a misdemeanor or felony is what I'm
Right,
getting to.
right.
So, we also realize too that people have bad days and things, but sometimes when our actions go a little too far and you commit a crime, then you
Yeah.
should be held up to that crime or punished for that crime. So,
right.
whether that's a fine or whatever it is, that's not us. But
Right.
you
we don't make that decision, but
We don't.
Somebody obviously was affected by that, and that person
yeah,
needs to, see some justice be done or something.
right. Speaking of justice.
Sergeant Justice?
Sergeant Justice was at a basketball. Bro, I am on point with
You
these
are.
segues,
This is
man.
like 2 weeks straight of just solid
yeah,
segues.
Yeah. I've been working on it during the week, too. But he was at a basketball event. over
Yeah,
the weekend.
Flashpoint Youth Center had a basketball game.
Yeah.
Police versus students
Mm-hmm.
at West High School.
Did they
last
win or
weekend.
they took an L?
So police won the first game, I believe. It was close.
Oh.
But they won. And then they lost the second game by 3 points.
Dang.
Yeah, at the very end.
Did
So
Sergeant Justice play at all?
Sergeant Justice did not play. He threw the tip off.
Okay.
And then he I think he interfered in the game
Really?
once or
Oh, okay.
twice. Yeah, just
Grabbed
kind of
it.
ran on the court and was grabbing the ball and like Sergeant Justice. Like,
Yeah.
you ever try to explain the rules of basketball to a bird,
Bro.
Because it's just not. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute.
Well, then you got to show him some respect because he's like a supervisor. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how he got promoted.
I know, right? Yeah, I think.
How did he make detective?
We gotta blame Nicky Woodrow for that one.
I think that was like he worked in our bird crime unit for
bird
a little
crime
bit
unit,
when we
yeah.
had it. but-
Animal control.
Animal control,
Yeah.
yeah. Animal control, sorry. He's really good at. He was really good at taking care of the rat population.
Yeah, yeah,
Just-
right.
Just swoop down and get them.
Grabbing all the catfish out the ponds and stuff like that. So, oh man, but it's a busy week, man. We're going down to Clearwater to talk to some kids there today.
Today, yeah.
Giving a little presentation to a video class.
Yeah, I still need to finish that.
Yeah, we'll wing it.
This week has been so busy, Chad.
Yeah.
We got a bullying town hall next week
Yes.
on Tuesday at Curtis Middle School. October is not only Domestic Violence Awareness Month, it's also Bullying Prevention Month.
Yes.
So the town hall is just an opportunity to kind of discuss the issues with bullying, talk about some prevention strategies and some resources for folks.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some people to turn up to that. I'll be there. I think Officer Avendano will be there.
Yeah.
And we'll have some people with USC 259 there.
Yeah.
So it should be a
Because I think bullying now
Informative
is a lot different than it was like in the 90s or the early 2000s.
well,
stuff
yeah.
like
Cyberbullying
Yeah.
is like insane
Yeah,
these
bro.
days,
especially like with middle school kids and high school kids and stuff like completely different.
Yeah. So I do the Speak Up program
Yeah.
in schools, and I get all the tips that go through that. And bullying is like the number one.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like these kids will make like Instagram accounts where they're just bashing other kids.
Yeah.
And it's like these just anonymous accounts.
Yeah.
So luckily, I think the school does a good job of recognizing those things and reporting them and
Yeah.
getting them taken care of. So. If you have any like questions or you want to discuss bullying and want some information on ways that you can help, show up at the town hall next week, Curtis Middle School over on Edgemore. The information is on our Facebook page.
I think people too, they'll learn there as well as like how to handle like when you're being bullied and everything, right? Because sometimes it could be just something as far as, speaking up and addressing the bully and stuff.
Yeah.
As far
So we'll talk about like how to handle it if you're being bullied, how to intervene if you see someone else
yeah.
being bullied, and then where you can report it.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about how you can talk to teachers. SROs are a great
Yeah.
resource. The Speak Up program is anonymous and you can report stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about all of that, and hopefully it'll be a good experience for everybody that shows up.
Sometimes when I think I'm trying to learn how to process or make videos like you do, right? Because you got that skill and that experience. I feel like you bully me when I'm making the
Do I?
videos. Yeah, because you're like, man, no, that's blurry, Chad. It's blurry. And then you're like, no, that cut's horrible. And
I never said your cuts are horrible.
but that could happen though, right? Like adults can bully adults.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Bullying is not exclusive to schools.
It's not. It doesn't have an age limit.
No.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have an age minimum either.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like my mom bullied me.
Sometimes I feel like my nieces bully me.
I mean, that's probably
and they're
true.
under like 7 years old.
Right, they're elementary age.
They're like,
kids.
Trevor, you're a stinky head. I'm like, what did I do
Right.
to deserve that
Yeah.
disrespect?
And why does your head stink?
Yeah. I use shampoo.
Is it dry shampoo?
Head and shoulders, man?
Is your shampoo dusty?
No, I don't use dry shampoo. I don't understand dry shampoo. Like to me, your hair is not washed unless it's been wet.
Yeah, I know. There's sometimes, man, my wife and daughters will be like, "Oh, it's a shampoo day for my hair" or something like that. I'm like, "Isn't that every day?" But
Well, so I found out a while ago, and I used to do this. Your hair is actually healthier if you wash it like every other day.
Yeah, that's
or
what they
not
said.
not every day, because if you wash it too often, it actually strips it of its natural
Yes.
What am I looking for here? Oils.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
like people think I gel my hair. It's just natural.
that's
oil.
just natural oil.
I just
right
don't
there.
wash it.
Right.
It just smooths right over.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody that that needs no product whatsoever for their hair, we have an SRO that wears a mullet now, or that rocks a fake mullet. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Officer Fox.
Yeah.
We did a TikTok video
Yeah.
at the game, and it's gotten a lot of traction on TikTok.
Right.
Follow us on TikTok
Yes.
at Wichita Police Department.
Yeah, man. And we got Isaac Fox, and he's bringing a student from South High to help
Ooh.
inspire this mullet crazed idea.
This will be our first young person
Yes.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
Interested.
And shout out to South
see
High
what they
Titans
think.
to show up and show out today. So
we're gonna have some competition.
we'll
now.
see what
We're gonna
happens,
Have to get all
man.
the other SROs
Yeah.
on here.
Well, let's get Isaac Fox and Caiden Neal. He's here with Fox. So
Let's
we'll
go
get a
on.
refill and we'll be right back with them. And we are back with Officer Isaac Fox and Caiden Neal. How are y'all doing today?
Doing great.
I'm good.
Bro, I bet you're happy. Got to get you out of school for a little bit. Right?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, so this is not Officer Fox what he normally looks like, but if you guys have watched the WPD TikTok page, this is our SRO, and this is the outfit he puts on for football games and stuff too. So, tell us a little bit about that.
So this whole thing started. The reason he's here is I stole the look from a man, Caiden here. If you could tell, his hair is obviously way better than mine because mine's fake, covering up a giant bald spot. But I did it because it was yearbook photos. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do something to make kids laugh.
Yeah.
So I've known Caiden ever since he was a freshman. Mm-hmm. And has a good attitude, comes in every day, great, and he comes in with these pit vipers every day. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, hey Caiden, let me borrow those. I'm gonna take my photo. Well, then I go by the drama department and I steal. Well, I didn't steal. I borrowed one of their mullet wigs. Cool. So I go take my photo with that. Well, kids are just dying laughing.
Yeah.
And I realized, I'm like, oh man, me and Caiden got a great relationship ever since his freshman year because all we did was joke around, hang out, and he realized, oh man, Officer Fox is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I walked around the school all day, and next thing I know, I'm getting text messages from other officers. Hey man, you're blowing up on Twitter from your mullet wig and pit vipers.
Oh, for real?
So I did it just as a joke because he's always wearing these things, and then it just kind of blew up, and then I contacted you guys about the game.
Yeah.
So,
what's with the pit vipers? Why is it a style thing for you?
Me being the person that I am, I emphasize being different.
Yeah.
And so I just walk into school every day, and I'm like, am I in the mood to make eye contact with people?
Right.
And the thought process really just it's
I
8
feel
in the
that way a lot.
morning. I have a tired look on my face, and I never want to give off I have an attitude. So I'm like, let me put these shades on so people just think I'm good.
Yeah.
And, just wear them everywhere.
It is a new style though, man. Like my son has some and everything. I think Patrick Mahomes, he's one that rocks them a lot.
Yeah.
and
I need
stuff,
to get some, I guess.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. Especially like the ones that like have a wider piece right there. Where
Yeah.
it's almost a one piece.
my boy wants the ones that Mahomes has.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, I think Mahomes has the ones that the things flip up.
Oh, really?
Doesn't
So-
St. Vrain have some of those?
St. Vrain has some of those,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are so cool.
So the podcast, man, we started this to be able to allow the community to know like who the people are, right? Not just Officer Fox or something, but we also start out with the first question is, have y'all seen the podcast?
I have.
There you go. Hey,
This is brand new to me.
brand new, right?
Brand new.
Pretty neat though so far.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah?
It's enjoyable. Yeah.
Right. So what we ask is personal stuff too, right? So I'll pass it on to you first, but tell us who's Isaac.
Isaac is a. Oh man, I grew up in a small podunk town.
Yeah.
The reason I'm in Wichita is just where my wife's from.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually talking to Dr. Berzer out in the lobby because I ended up here because Wichita State has the master's program for criminal justice. Other than that, I'm just a giant goofball that got lucky enough to get hired on as a police officer.
Yeah.
In college, I was always a goofball. Went to school for teaching, actually, which led me to be an SRO.
Okay.
So his freshman year, my first year there, pre-COVID, I meet him and we just start joking around.
Yeah.
Cracking jokes and everything. And then throughout the years, I've watched him grow, and I realized, you know what? Maybe being a goofball is the way to go, not being some straight-laced dude in the corner just
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes it's good, man, to
Right.
have that personality and stuff. I think sometimes as officers, we want to be like stern and professional, but sometimes it's cool to like let your hair down in a kind of sense and just like show
Literally,
people
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's what I decided to go with this year, and so far it's worked out great.
Yeah.
Most of the kids taken well to it and everything.
Yeah.
Some kids are like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man.
But either way, you get that interaction.
Exactly, and that's
That's
what I was going for because, I mean, being an SRO in the schools is making contact with the kids and showing them that, hey, cops they're people too. They have personalities.
Yeah.
They can be funny. They can do all this stuff instead of the typical reaction of, oh God, it's a cop. I gotta run
License
away.
and registration.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how about you, brother? Who's Caiden?
Caiden, I'm a goofball. I mean, I think a one-word description for me is just different.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten along with everybody, but I've never really fit in with everybody. You know, I've just kind of held myself to like a different standard. I mean, my freshman year coming in, like first meeting Fox, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I was that kid, like, oh, it's a cop.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and it also didn't help with like, you know, starting off high school rough, you know, trying to figure out who I am as a person. But I think for me to have grown and gotten to know Fox better and kind of like basically like just learn tricks and tools of life. Yeah. I'm just now someone who's just trying to help change the school, my peers, and also continue to uplift myself and, you know, put myself on a higher standard, hold myself to bigger accomplishments so that I can be like a leader to the people in my school and shoot, hopefully with something like this going on, a leader to, you know, the district and have people kind of see that it's not all bad and that you can have fun the right way. So
definitely, man. And I think it's good that you say things like that too as well, man, because you could already tell bro, I just met you 5 minutes ago and you could tell you got a good head on your shoulders and everything. You're focused and there's no such thing as normal, right? None of us are normal and stuff. And to be different and put yourself above everybody, not above everybody else, but different from everybody else, I think is great. And it allows other people to step out of their shell to feel comfortable as well. So you could be touching a lot of different people and not even knowing about it. So I think that's cool that you got those kind of admirations.
So we got a couple firsts here on the podcast. This is the first young person on the podcast. Thank you for being here. And our first SRO too. Yeah. So we haven't really talked much on the podcast about our SROs and kind of what they do. So can you give like just like the basic description of kind of what your job is as an SRO?
Basic description of an SRO. All right. So we show up to school. We're there. The main mission of an SRO is to go into schools, break down that barrier, like we were talking about earlier of, oh, it's just another cop that's hard-laced, you know, license and registration, or here's your ticket, to show them that and make connections with the community. I mean, we are literally the face of the department for, like, Heights, there's 1,300 kids to 1,500 kids and all the staff, to where South, there's 1,700s, but Southeast, there's 2,400. So we're the face of the department. So we're building those connections with the community to show them that, you know, we're just people too. And the other big push that we have with the district and with the school districts and the police department is that we do what's called an ATA. So instead of, hey man, you brought weed to school, you're going to jail, you're going to get an arrest on your record, it'll stay there forever. We do an agreement to appear, and that's where it's a suspect case and they handle everything without you being arrested, so you don't have an arrest on your record forever. It's one of those things that we're meant to help guide kids away from doing the bad stuff. And, you know, we can show leniency where it's like, hey, man, you know, we all make mistakes. And one of the biggest selling points for SROs is that a lot of us didn't grow up straight-laced, you know.
You were goofballs, you were troublemakers and stuff, too.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
you grew up with some rough edges and stuff.
I mean, like every cop, you know, 90% of the cops I know will tell people on the street, hey, man, the only difference between me and you is that I turned my life around, or I didn't get caught, or stuff like that. And that's one of the biggest things I tell kids. Hey, man, I was in and out of the principal's office too. I was in here all the time. Look at me now. You can change. You can do whatever you want to do. So for me, it's just a platform to help guide kids in the correct direction and move them away from like the criminal element or the gangs or everything else. And that's pretty much what SROs do. Other than the obvious things, post-Columbine, keeping the schools safe and all that type of stuff. Doing perimeter checks, make sure all the doors are locked. But the real meat and potatoes of it is building connections with the kids so that later on in life, they're like, oh, man, I remember that cop, and now I'm wherever, and that guy, go up and talk to him, strike up a relationship. I mean, you never know.
Or you could be the reason why somebody becomes law enforcement.
Correct.
You know?
Right.
I mean, there's been a few kids that have went and worked for the jail because 18, they can go work in the jail because they've talked to me about it. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's just one of those things that the 90% of the job as SROs is building connections and teaching kids the correct ways of doing things.
Yeah. How about you, man? You said you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's goals that you got? Obviously finishing high school and stuff like that. But what's some goals you got?
Just pass, like, for my future.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, as far as like education wise, I'll say right now, right in front of me, what I want to do. I want to go to college. I want to go into kinesiology. I mean, maybe be an athletic trainer, because I mean, like, being an athlete, I just always want to be around sports. You know? I don't want to just sleep that away. Or I want to go to Christian college, and I want to go into like ministry, and maybe, you know, just do the work of God in this earth, and like I'm trying to do, be a light to people and help guide people the right way. I mean, that's really my top two right now. Or I mean, however sports goes right now. If it paves a path for me to make money off of that, then that's another option too.
Right. Well, that's great,
That's
man.
cool.
Yeah, it's good to hear. You're 17 or 18?
17.
It's good to hear a 17-year-old kid have that kind of admirations and stuff, and to be able to speak in front of 3 grown men about your faith. I think that's awesome too, because a lot of kids kind of shy away from that. So that's amazing, man. I hope you continue to keep the great head on your shoulders and stuff, and stay focused.
Yes, sir.
That's dope.
So we're like, what are we, 3 months into the school year now?
August,
right?
September.
September,
about,
October.
Well,
Okay,
about
almost 3
2,
months.
because it starts halfway through August.
Yeah,
So what are some of your guys' goals for this school year at South? What are your big plans?
Mine, just build more relationships
Yeah.
with the kids. I mean, it's same as every year, but this year, after I decided to take on a little bit of Caiden and be more of a goofball, it's paving the way for me to build multiple relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's what it is. I mean, I see multiple kids wearing, music that we grew up with, Motley Crue shirts, Iron Maiden shirts, 80s hairband metal
80s are
shirts.
back.
And I'm like, yep. Hey, what do you know about Motley Crue? What? You're sure? All right, your homework assignment is to go listen to 3 songs and come tell me about them.
That was my first concert.
Hey, y'all,
Motley
I can't
Crue.
vibe with y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up listening.
Like my mom
You can
took
ask
me
about
and
Tupac, Biggie, things of that
no,
sort.
dude, I was raised on Motley Crue. Like my mom took me there 7th grade. I went to see Motley Crue at the Coliseum when they were still doing concerts there, and I had never seen so many grown men in leopard print pants.
Right?
It was awesome.
Now you
So-
can see that on South
So
Park.
I tell you this, I didn't own leopard print pants. I owned Hammer pants.
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
You know who MC Hammer was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I owned
Big baggy.
Yeah, I owned Hammer pants.
Hammer time.
But no, you know what? Speaking of Motley Crue, they play that song "Smoking in the Boys' Room."
Oh yeah.
So every time somebody gets caught vaping or they have a vape pen on them, I have my computer set up in my office to play "Smoking in the Boys' Room" when they walk in.
There you go.
And it's that part where smoking ain't allowed in school.
That's
Hopefully, they don't see this and sue me. Sorry,
No,
sorry,
no,
my
no.
bad.
Have you figured out a name for this this alter ego yet?
Like my TikTok is South High or Officer Fox _ South High _ SRO, but it's probably going to be Mullet SRO or something like that. I have no idea. I'm not the most creative. I'm more of in the moment goofball, not pre-planned goofball.
Right.
Do you guys still do pep rallies in high school?
Yeah,
Like
we
before
just-
football games and stuff.
We just kind of had one yesterday.
Yeah.
Powder puff game. Had our whole school.
Oh, yeah.
For a pep rally. Yeah, we've had 2 so far. So yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the SRO? He's from he's not an SRO no more, but it's from Chino in California, where he does this dance. It's his last week as an SRO. He'd been there like a year and a half, and he does a dance choreography like kind of thing. Or you should Google it, and then
I'm gonna have to look that
Then
up.
you're gonna have to do a dance at the pep rally.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because I see your swag from your
Oh, man.
TikTok dances.
So what's funny about that is by far the funniest video, and it's because the band. So me and the cheerleading squad, we worked, and I went to practices for a few days to learn 4 or 5 different cheers.
Yeah.
And the band decided, hey, we're gonna play right at this point. And in the video, you see me looking at cheerleaders like, what is this? They're like, I don't know, make something up. I'm like, all right.
It was fun, man. It was funny.
So I mean, but it is what it is, and it's a funny video. A lot of people looking in the stands. A lot of the kids had a blast with it. So it was alumni night, so I know the alumni
that's
liked
dope.
it. So, but
that's good to see an SRO out there, not just standing on the corner and everything, being security and stuff. But
yeah, that's
actually getting in the mix with the kids and stuff.
and that's what a lot of the SROs here in Wichita. That's pretty much the philosophy we've adopted is nowadays you can't just go in and be that hard-nosed guy in the corner that only shows up breaking, behind that breaking case of emergency glass. And no, we got to get in there, get in the mix, and that's pretty much what we do. If you go see any SRO in Wichita interact with their kids, we're joking with them, hanging out, and everything like that. So
I got you. So you guys, you haven't seen the podcast, but we do this game called One Has to Go. Okay, so we pick 4 things, and you got to pick one thing to be out your life forever, right, or never exist, depending on what it is. Okay.
All right.
So this week it's going to be football movies. All right. So you got The Waterboy, Remember the Titans, The Replacement, and The Longest Yard. So which one y'all got?
I'm only familiar with 2.5. Like,
which one?
like, because I know a little bit about Remember the Titans. Like, I think
A little bit.
because like we watched it on the way to a game, like on the charter bus, and
Yeah.
like so I can't remember it. I just know we
What?
watched it and I was asleep.
That's like the GOAT of the football movies, man.
See, that's
man.
the one that I haven't seen all of either.
Yeah.
you haven't?
No.
Sunshine.
I've seen bits and pieces. I remember they sing that song at one point. And they had the guy from My Name is Earl in it.
Yes. Gosh dang it.
I can't remember his name.
But I
You
can't
got left side, strong side, left side, strong. Bro, y'all need to watch that.
What's the
Yeah.
song that they sing in that movie?
Dang, it's on the tip of my
It's gonna
tongue.
bug me now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know what it is, but
I know you want to leave me.
It's the
but I
Temptations.
refuse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That song.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm getting
Okay.
rid of The Replacements.
What?
What?
Yeah, bro, because like
No.
that was good and it was entertaining.
You
and
think
stuff.
that's worse than The Longest Yard?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
You playing
Means
the
you
game,
can
bro?
never watch any of these movies ever again.
Well, it's one of the 2 in the middle. It's either the Titans or the Replacements.
You-
I mean, Waterboy's top 2. You can't get rid of that.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of
Well,
that.
yeah.
But the
Remember
Longest
Titans is
Yard,
top 1.
Longest Yard is one of Adam Sandler's weakest films, and it's his second football
And it's a
film.
remake.
You only
And it's a
need-
remake.
Yeah,
So is The Replacements.
Okay, I'll give you that, touche. But it's got Keanu Reeves.
I know.
Okay,
The Replacements
but The Longest
is a
Yard
classic.
has that's a funny movie.
There's so many great comedians in there.
Oh,
and
it's
people-
and it's
hilarious.
built for every age.
Yeah.
Well, not like
touche. I'll give you that.
you know.
That is like the newest version. What's the Stallone movie? Locked Up. That's like the new version of Locked Up.
never seen Locked Up.
What?
Sylvester Stallone. Locked
Yeah,
Up?
where he's trying to break out of prison or whatever.
Yeah, he's in prison. They're playing football and everything in the mud and the cold and everything like that. To me, that's what Longest Yard is. But the new, funnier version. So I'm getting
Okay.
rid of The Replacements. What you
Nah, I
getting
can't. I'm getting rid of The Longest Yard.
rid of? You crazy.
It was a terrible movie.
No. Well, so anyway,
I mean,
what are you getting rid of?
me? I mean, you got three comedies up there and one drama, so the Titans have got to stay. Titans has to stay because it broke down a lot of barriers.
Yeah.
And it addressed a lot of issues of breaking down barriers. And I can't really get rid of The Replacements because, I mean, they have that scene where they're all dancing and everything. And
In the jail
I'm
cell.
here because I'm
Yep.
dancing, so I mean, I can't get rid of that.
Fair
My
enough,
mom and
fair
I
enough.
used to do that dance all
The
the time.
little electric slide or
Yep.
whatever it was. And I grew up watching The Waterboy, and I really like The Longest Yard because it does a lot of self looking into himself and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean,
Wasn't Ted Cruz in that?
yes,
Yeah.
He was the prison guy.
yeah, with the cheeseburgers.
Yeah, he's probably.
I
like
got the
flexing his
cheese.
pecs and
It'll
stuff.
you just eat that cheeseburger.
Yeah, right. So you're getting rid of The Longest Yard?
I'm probably gonna have to get rid of The Waterboy.
Oh,
I mean,
what?
I love The Waterboy. Wow, I really do, but. I love the Titans.
Mama said,
Mama said
to use the devil for getting rid of my movie.
I mean, but one of my favorite parts of The Longest Yard is where the big dude, I forget his name, him and Chris Rock are talking. Well, I guess there's a couple of them where he just does that tackle and Joey's like, woo!
Yeah,
And then he's
I remember
tackling. Sorry, boss, I broke your toy.
Yeah.
Or when he's like, oh, your nose is broken. He goes to fix it. It's like a distinguished Michael. Little Michael? I mean, that guy cracks me up
remember that
on
guy.
Terry
Yeah.
Crews. So, I mean,
He was funny.
My favorite part, Remember the Titans, and it's a thing on TikTok now where they use the voice and stuff, is we will be perfect
Yeah.
in every aspect of the game, right? Dads are talking to their kids with the sound and everything like that, their infant kids. I think that's
I haven't seen that.
The way TikTok is taking 5-second parts of movies,
Right.
and just make them like people don't even know the movie.
Yeah.
The
Right.
sound just replays in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, so I have my daughter's gonna be 16 next week, and then my son is almost 14. And we'll listen to music in the car, and they'll be like, "That's from TikTok," and I'm like, "No, man, that's from like '95."
Yeah.
and this is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, so no, it's
No, man, that's
a lot of that
Coolio,
going
all
on.
right?
Yeah,
Don't-
right.
That's Weird Al. No, that's
Speaking
Coolio.
of Coolio, R.I.P. on that one.
Yeah,
I know,
come
right?
on. That
I
came out
was
of nowhere.
Amazed.
So I get Facebook memories, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody else, and I shared one that said, "Hey, remember when Coolio said, if I live to be 24, I don't know," when he's 57? He died 2 months later. Like I was
know.
like, "Dang, man,
I know, right?
that's crazy."
It's right before the Weird Al movie came out, and I don't know if you guys remember,
I need to
like,
watch that.
like Weird Al, him and Coolio had that huge controversy about Gangster's
Amish
Paradise and
Yeah.
Amish Paradise, and Coolio got ticked.
Oh yeah.
And then-
I feel too young. I don't know anything.
You don't know Gangster's Paradise?
By Coolio?
I know I've heard the Gangsta Paradise in a song.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah.
we'll
Do you know
listen-
where it came from? Like the movie it was on?
I
Was
don't
it on
like
a movie?
Coolio, like I'm
Dangerous
like,
Minds.
Yeah.
Dangerous Minds is
Never
like
seen
by
it.
far one of my favorite movies because it like it's Michelle Pfeiffer and she's like a teacher, but she's a teacher in like a low income school. There's lots of bad kids that are there that are going through a lot of stuff in their own family lives and stuff. But bro, there's so much like drama and excitement in it and stuff. Dope.
this makes me just want to go home and just like.
Well, bro, you
sit
gotta go back to
down
school.
and-
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
go back to school, though.
I'm gonna write a
About
list
that.
of Caiden needs to listen to this. He needs to watch this.
Yeah.
We'll give you a homework assignment.
My
Yeah.
high school band teacher used to do that. He would give me movies every week to watch.
Yeah.
He's like, you got some catching up
All right,
to
man.
do.
Well, that's-
So remember the
that's good
Titans
stuff.
and Dangerous Minds.
Got you.
gosh.
So what's yours? What's yours that you got to get rid of?
Didn't he say?
I'd probably say the replacements. I
Yeah.
just can't. I mean, like I've seen Waterboy. Like that's just a movie you can watch over and over and over. And then I think The Longest Yard. I just can't get rid of it because there's so many familiar faces.
Yeah, I forget Nelly's in that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got it. It's a hilarious movie. What's his name? The Great Khalid. The
Yeah, the
huge-
big dude
Oh,
in
the
back.
huge
Yeah.
guy
like-
plays ping pong.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's hilarious. I mean, and it has a little bit of, like I think Fox said, it has a little bit of like meaning behind it.
Yeah.
How Adam Sandler is kind of just figuring it all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd probably have to be the replacements just because I'm like clueless to. I never heard of it or seen it until just now.
I hear you. Well, man, I know you got to get back to school. Fox, appreciate y'all being here as
Yep,
well.
no
man.
problem.
So look forward to more TikToks and stuff, brother. Keep your head on your shoulders. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to see where you go throughout your life, man, and stuff. So y'all have a good day. But we're going to get a refill and then we'll be right back. Man, that was a dope interview, man.
That was
That kid-
was. You scared me when you came back.
Like, bam, I'm ready,
I was
bro.
like, whoa.
Bro, like Caiden gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie, man. To hear a young man talk that way about his future and to be powerful about his faith and say
Yeah.
that he wants to be able to help people out like that. I mean, it's great to know that our generation, that generation is got more people like him out there.
Yeah, he is much more well spoken than I ever was at that age.
Right.
And he seemed like he knows what he's what he's doing, what he wants to do, which is really great to see in kids that age. And I'm glad that he's there, and I'm glad that he's able to interact with his peers and influence them.
And shout out to Fox, man, for stepping outside that comfort zone, man. A lot of times, like I said, we talked about it with him, is that a lot of us are uncomfortable stepping outside our normal comfort level with it's like license registration you feel comfortable talking to other cops and stuff, but when you're around kids, it's hard for you to let loose because you feel like this badge and this uniform just keeps you stiff. But if you just relax, man, there's so many opportunities.
Heavy. It's heavy, Chad.
No, man, like you relax. Just like this. It doesn't just because you relax doesn't change officer safety or anything like that. I mean, you're still vigilant and everything else, but it allows to show the human side. You know?
And that's super important, especially when you're dealing with kids and young people that need that human interaction with you. And they need to know that you're an ally and that you're there for them and that you're there to help them and support them. And I think that's the great thing about our SROs is how good they are at connecting with those kids. And So yeah, I'm excited to see what else Officer Fox has in store with his alter ego down there at South High.
I think it'd be dope, man. I think it'd be cool. And I forgot where I was going to go with that. Had a thought.
You were so on board with the segues.
So good.
And you just dropped
just
it.
straight blank stare. I looked at it like you at the beginning of the episode. So just
you had a blank look on your face, and we have a blank inbox because people have not been sending in questions. How do you like that segue?
We did get a question.
Oh yeah, from Anthony Ditch.
Yeah, that my cousin gave a question.
That's not a real question.
It is what's not a question?
Your cousin.
He's not. My cousin is not a real
No,
question.
it's a real question, but he always comes through with the questions when we need. I'm looking it up now too because I know I sent it to us.
You did. I got it.
Okay,
so this is from my cousin Anthony Ditch. Shout out for always giving questions, always listening to us, not just watching us. I still don't think he knows what you look like.
I hope he never does.
So when you are patrolling and have to interview a person, whether it be at a scene or a traffic stop, and you suspect the person is lying, what is the best way to interact with that person to get them to cooperate with you better? Also, if the situation starts to escalate, how are you able to defuse the situation?
So for me, it was always, I never try to stop them right when they're lying.
Yeah.
I would let them continue lying.
Yeah.
And then introduce information that I already knew that basically says, I know that that's not true. And then they're like, oh, okay, this guy knows more than I thought he did. And then they kind of recant and they're like, well, I didn't mean that. I meant this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but you said this. Which one's true? And then you get them caught in their own lie, and then they start to kind of break down that wall of trying to hide stuff from you.
One thing I learned with life, right, is that with when you lie, you have to have a memory, but when you tell the truth, you don't. Right. So when I've interviewed people, whether it's been an interdiction stop or just interviewing people from like stealing from Walmart or something like that, obviously we'll start everything because I know there's going to be a hater out there. We're obviously talking to people that want to talk to us. We've read the Miranda,
right?
And we had a lawful reason to stop them in the first place. Otherwise, everything we say just goes out the window.
Right.
So for me, we'll just say it's simple as far as me just gathering information. Right. So if I ask you your name and you give it to me quickly,
Bob
easily,
Cousinstop,
right? And then I ask you for your date of birth, and you stumble over that. That's a clue for me.
Yeah.
And then I ask you for your social, and then you're like, I don't know it. But if you're 30 and you don't know your social, that's usually a problem. That's usually that's a thought for us or a clue for us that somebody is keeping something from us.
Yeah.
So then I ask myself, well, what is it? What is it that they're keeping from us? What's going on with this situation? Is this somebody if they're stealing something, okay, are they worried about a warrant? So then I say, hey, you never met me, I never met you. This is how I work. If everything is smooth here and you don't lie to me, you don't make me work to figure out who you are, if there's something I'm able to let slide, then I'm going to let that slide. But if there's something that's not, or that's able to let slide and you lie to me, make me work, then I'm not going to be lenient with you on this one, right? So that's usually when people are like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then some people are just like, no, I'm telling you the truth. And I'm like, okay. So then I ask them a couple questions and I'm like, hey man, how old are you? And then they're like 35, but I'm born in 97. Like, that's not accurate.
Right.
Right. So then I'm like, okay, man, okay, we're going to play this game. And then we're going to go from here. And then you're going to catch the charge for obstruction and lying to the police and stuff.
The lengths that I've had to go to sometimes to identify people who just refuse over and over again. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
When you have to, there was one kid that was like, he was a runaway from Salina and he ran from me out of a quick trip after he had done something there.
Yeah.
And I caught him. He gave me a fake name, wouldn't give me a real name. And we had nothing in his system because he's from Salina.
Yeah.
I had to look up, I couldn't find a DL photo or anything. Finally, I had his dad in Salina look at a picture of him
to
confirm that it was the kid that I thought it was. Like, it's just, it's a headache.
So we have the fingerprint thing, right?
The Morph ID?
The Morph ID, right?
Yeah.
To be able to ID people. I won't say coming up, but like right when I hit my about 4 or 5 year mark, when I had been in community response team and community policing for a little bit, like we played the name game with people, right? And I've always heard so many officers immediately, like you hear them do the stop and they're like, yeah, we need a Morph ID.
Right.
And it's like, let's work. Let's play this quote game, figure out who you are. Like, I don't want to, that's my last resort.
Right.
I'm going to try to figure out who you are. using the skills that I have or the skills that, or the resources that we have with the department before I use that Morph ID. And I've yet to use it.
I've never used it. I've been in situations where other people have requested it, and I've had to like take it to them, but like I've never seen it work.
Really?
Like I think the one that we had was not working properly that night. But
no, sometimes there'll be like a glitch or it's got to be hooked up.
Yeah, it was like it
Wi-Fi
wasn't working for like it wouldn't connect or something, and it was just like it was a pain.
But yeah, so hopefully Anthony, that answers your question and stuff. But yeah.
And then
obviously we don't want people to lie to us and everything, but yeah, there's some ways that we go about talking to them. Getting upset will be the last thing that you would want to do because you're not going to get. It's like yelling, like you don't know, but maybe your nieces. But if they lied to you, you getting angry at them, knowing that they're lying, right? Just puts them in more fear.
Yeah, and then they're afraid to tell the truth.
Yeah, then they shut down.
Yeah,
but like I've always told my kids, like, hey, you will be in more trouble for lying than you will for telling the truth, right? So like my son this week, he's first time he's gonna go hang out with his friends and stuff, watch a volleyball game at his middle school, and we called to pick him up, and he didn't answer the phone. So then we find out later that he saw he had a missed call, looked at the phone, and put the phone back down and ignored it, and it didn't call us back. But he told us that, so I was like, okay, I appreciate you being honest and telling me. And I know you old school parents that are listening are like, nah, he would have caught a whooping right there. I don't care if he was being honest or not. But I appreciated he being honest. And at that moment, a 13-year-old kid, this is where I need to establish, hey, this is why it's important. I appreciate you being honest. Appreciate you being real with me.
Yeah.
But you're going to catch a punishment for this. But if you would have lied and I would have found out, I don't know. But so
having a different story to that.
It might be a different story. Yeah, it might be really punished.
We have a second part to that question too. When it escalates,
yes.
How do we keep it from diffuse? Oh, I guess we just kind of answered that, didn't we?
What's that? Oh yeah, when I said like they keep lying.
Yeah. Just keep your cool.
Yeah.
You don't. I never tried to let anything. I never took anything personally.
Yeah.
Because they're not mad at me. They're not lying to me. It's the uniform. It's whoever I work for.
Or they're hiding from whatever it is that they think they have.
And so it's nothing personal. And even when they start, like, you have some jerks that start saying personal stuff, trying to get under your skin. Yeah. And it's like, you don't know me. Like you can try to tell me that you're gonna, threaten my family and stuff, but like you don't know my family,
right?
Like,
and a lot of people, when they start to redirect you, that's another clue too.
Yeah,
they're trying to keep you from what's going on here. Like you ever had that traffic stop where the people get out of the car, shut the door, and lock it? Like, okay, that's a clue. Like, what are you trying to? It's not like you made it to home base or nothing. Like you pulled over somewhere and just got out. But you never want to escalate the situation and stuff. Always keep calm, and it's important for me to be authentic in that statement that says, I know you're probably worried about a warrant. If that's what you're worried about, we can handle that. But if you lie to me and make me work for all this to figure out who you are, you're going to catch an additional charge.
Yeah,
and you don't need that right now.
Right.
And usually that helps out people. But you have some people that just want to test and see if that'll work and everything, and you go from there. They end up catching another charge, but you figure out who they are.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, man. So hopefully, I'm sure that does answer the question. Great question, Anthony. Always
job.
Great questions. If
Good
you
job,
got
Anthony.
questions, please submit them to policeweb at
Policeweb.gov.
or myself, cditch at wichita.gov, or T Macy.
Macy.
Wichita.gov. But we have a super busy day today. We appreciate everybody always tapping in. I think that's what the young kids say. But please make sure to
what they say?
Yeah, tap in. Like, share, subscribe. And we will be back next week for another episode of Coffee Break.
Bye.
Peace.